What's up, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. And couple things we want to go over before we get into today's episode. Is first thing off, and want to say a happy the Thanksgiving to you all, no matter where you guys are going or spending your day or your family with for Thanksgiving week. Make sure y'all have a great holiday. Be safe wherever y'all at. Eat some good food, and then just enjoy the holiday. And second thing, so next week there will be no Tricology News Talk episode, but we will be back on the following week for another episode. So just to keep that reminder, next week no episode, but the following week we will be back for another episode. So those are the two things I wanted to announce. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So we got to start off with some sad news, as we report earlier today that James Frank, James, I'm sorry, Jason David Frank, also known as Tommy from the Power Rangers, whether he was the Green Ranger or the Silver and White Ranger. So he has passed today, and due to suicide. Man, I was like, I got this in the news today. I was like, oh man, yeah, don't tell me that, bro. Like, he was one of the best Power Rangers, bro. Well, what? That's why I say one of the best, because I still have my other favorites, the Power Rangers. But man, yeah, that was crazy to hear that news, man. So our prayers to his family, and you will be missed, bro. One of the best Power Rangers. So it's definitely morphin time up there in heaven. So that's one news out of the way, and let's get into some sports news. As you guys already know, that the FIFA World Cup 2022 has officially begun. It will run from today, November 20th, to December 18th. So this will be the first World Cup ever to be held in the urban world in Qatar, and the second World Cup to be held entirely in Asia after the 2002 tournament in South Korea and Japan. In addition, the tournament will be scheduled to be the last with a 32-team field. The field is slated to increase to 48 teams for the 2026 tournament in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Due to Quincy's intense summer heat and humidity, this World Cup will be held from late November to mid-December, making it the first tournament not to be held in May, June, or July, and to take place in the northern autumn. It will be played in a reduced time frame of around 29 days. The opening match will consist of between Quechua and Ecuador at the El Bedra Stadium, Ecuador. The finals is due to be held on December 18th, which is also Quechua National Day. The reigning World Cup champs are France. So, looking forward to all the matchups for the World Cup, and let's see who's going to be taking home the trophy this year. And with that the sports out of the way, let's get into some other mainstream news. So let's start off with Wakanda Forever hits the second biggest opening of the year and 13th biggest of all time. So, and this is what Variety has to say. As it stands, Wakanda Forever has the second biggest domestic debut of the year, behind the 187.4 million launch of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It also commands that the third best pandemic era bow, behind the former Doctor Strange adventure and Spider-Man No Way Home, which got started into 260 million. Tony Chambers, EVP and head of the theatrical distribution at Disney, Marvel's parent company, ascribed for the film's success to the Marvel track record, as well as the quantity of the filmmaking. So, we're looking to see if Wakanda Forever can hit that can join the $1 billion club, just like the first of the Black Panther did. So that's what we're looking for. So it got about, I would say, about 2 more weeks. See if they can hit the $1 billion mark, but they might can, but we'll see. No, what's gonna happen between now and then. Moving on, Warner Brothers said they are more unified DC coming. There won't be four. There won't be four Batmans. Let's see what the rap has to say. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav teased future plans for the DC films on Tuesday under the Tavgor Nucleus instilled CEO James Gunn and Peter Safran. And reading between the lines, it sure sounds like that the multiverse is not going to be the key going forward. I think over the next few years, we are going to see a lot of growth and opportunity around DC. There are not going to be four Batmans, Zaslav said. So as part of our strategy, it's drive the hell out of DC, which James and Peter is going to do. I think they have thrilled the fans, and I think they're going to have they are going to thrill you over the period of time. So we already have one Batman in Robert Pattinson in the Matt Reeves. So I think they're gonna keep Ben Affleck's Batman and Michael Keaton's Batman in the current DCU that's going on right now. So that's three there. So what they saying, they don't need another one right now. So we already have three current Batmans as it is right now, because we already getting Michael Keaton's Batman in the Flash. Ben Affleck is making his return in the in Aquaman 2, and of course the Robert Pattinson is still going to be on board for the Batman 2 in the Matt Reeves the storyline. So that's the way it's going right now. Moving on, The Princess Diaries 3 is in the words from Reacher of a writer. I haven't seen The Princess Diary in a while, but let's see what the deadline has to say. A third Princess Diary film, painted by Ashura Muski, sorry I pronounced your name, but this writer has done Reacher and Supergirl, is in the works at Disney. Deadline can confirm details as to the threequels plot and the involvement of Hathaway and Andrews are currently under wraps. But the new film is understood to be a continuation of past stories rather than a reboot. And Hathaway has confirmed her interest with reteaming with Mary Poppins Oscar winner and recently last month. So I like The Princess Diaries. So I hope they do a third one. But of course, they got to make sense from the past two movies and see how this is going to be more interesting, like as the last two. So hope they got hope they got a good script for it. So that's all I can say about that. And now moving on, Grand Theft Auto movie starring Eminem, directed by Tony Scott, was rejected. As you guys already know, we already have our own the fantasies of what we want out of Grand Theft Auto. Because basically, if I could say, every time we play the game, if we're not doing like all the other stuff and just focusing on trying to beat the game, it's like a movie itself, because you got all these big time actors voicing like certain characters in the video games. But let me just read what IGN had to say about this project that Tony Scott had with Eminem. Rockstar Games apparently slammed the brakes on the idea of turning Grand Theft Auto into a movie starring Eminem. Game industry veteran Kurt Ingen and a friend of Rockstar's co-founder Sam and Dan Hauser told Berkeley and Malone Greatest Game podcast, Pure Eager Game, that the LA producer once approached him with a $5 million offer to buy the rights to the Grand Theft Auto movie starring Eminem, with Top Gun held in Tony Scott in the director's chair at that point. Eager explained, they withdrew from any conversation on making it a film, while they realized the media franchise that they had was bigger than any movie that it was going on at the time. So we already seen like production companies are taking a certain the video game franchises and making it to a movie. Like for example, the Last of Us, the Uncharted, God of War's coming up, and all that other stuff. But man, it's gonna be very interesting. What Tony Scott would have done with Grand Theft Auto and Eminem. So it's gonna be very, very interesting how he would have done it. But I mean, they still can do it. They still might can do it. But it's just gonna be probably under a different scenario. But we'll see. Former DC head Walter Jimenez to lead a horror effects at Paramount. Let's see what Deadline has to say. Here is some big news. In the wake of former DC film boss Walter Hammer departed from Warner Brothers Discovery, he landed at Paramount Pictures in an exclusive multi-year production deal. Huge gain here for Paramount, with an executive who was once behind the Conjuring franchise, the highest grossing horror series ever, with more than $2 billion in the global box office. Helm's deal starts on January 1st, and he'll be the architect of Paramount's mainstream horror genre pod, with the mission to release several low to mid-budget films per year across theatrical and streaming. So this is going to be huge for Paramount. So Walter Hill is going to be in charge of the horror genre in Paramount. So hopefully this turned out good, because the latest Paramount horror that they did, Smile, was totally great. So if they could continue to make horror films like that, it'll be great. And it will be more greater if they had a franchise. Well, they already have a franchise in The Quiet Place, as it contains the horror in Paramount. But if they want to do another one, just in case that if there's going to be no more Quiet Place series, they can still do it. But let's see where it goes leading up into the new year. Quentin Tarantino to direct the 8-episode limited TV series. So at least he got one more another project ahead, because the next feature film he's gonna do is gonna be his last. So at least he still got other project at hand while still trying to think up his next and last feature film. But let's read what IndieWire has to say. Quentin Tarantino may be eyeing his final film, but also his first TV show. The Oscar-winning Pulp Fiction author is confirmed to be helming an upcoming 8-episode limited series. Tarantino broke the news during his Cinema Spectacular book tour in New York City. While in discussion at Elvis Mitchell, whose documentary as I Am Black Enough for You premiered on Netflix earlier this year, Tarantino's series will be premiered in early 2023. So that's going to be very interesting, considering the fact this is going to be his first TV show that he's going to be doing. So at least he got somewhere to go forward with after he does his last final film. So it's going to be very interesting. Blumhouse and James Wan's animal monster to emerge into a horror powerhouse. As in case you already know, James Wan is the master of horror movies. In case y'all didn't seen the Conjuring series, and Blumhouse, they be doing great for themselves as well. So let's read what Deadline has to say. If the merger goes through, Animal Monster will benefit from the first look deal with Universal Pictures that Blumhouse is currently under, having come from the conclusion of its own deal with Warner Brothers over the summer. It is expected that the companies would continue to operate as separate labels, which each maintaining its own creative equity and brand identity. The alliance is expected to increase the companies behind the output with Animal Monster to utilize Blumhouse's existing infrastructure to scale its activities across film, TV, and new content areas, including games, live experiences, and audio. So, this sounds like a great deal between Blumhouse and Animal Monster. So, I can't wait to see what other project they got up their sleeves going into the next years and in the coming years. Sorry that my alarm going off. Main Daredevil actress says she is not part of the Daredevil reboot at Marvel. In case y'all didn't know, that's the Daredevil Born Again as part of the MCU. So let's see what Variety has to say. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are making the jump from Netflix's canceled Daredevil series to Disney's upcoming limited series Daredevil Born Again. But their former co-star Deborah Ann, well, might not be following. I can say this. They have not called me yet. So as of now, I am not part of it. Well revealed in a recent episode of the Inside You podcast via Total Film, hosted by Smallville alumni Michael Ransbam. I would be thrilled to get to be a part of it. They know where I am. Like I said, I love the character Karen Page. I love telling that story. I feel that I have more to say, but it is up to them what kind of story that they want to tell. So I wish she could be a part of the new Daredevil series, but I don't know. I mean, we have they did put out like a ideal cast that they're gonna put out on Daredevil Born Again. So hopefully we get more details on that, so we can see who's actually gonna be in the series, who's gonna be our main cast, and who's gonna be our supporting cast, and hopefully we won't find out who's gonna be the cameos, not till now, but. So yeah, hopefully we get more details on the Daredevil Born Again series coming soon. Daredevil 3 is looking at Channing Tatum, claim reports, and this is what Comic Book Reader had to say. Ryan Reynolds is pushing for Tatum to appear at the mark with the Mouse's third blockbuster. The captivity in which Tatum could appear is currently unknown, but it is rumored that the Magnemite star may feature as character other than Gambit, as we've been pushing Channing Tatum to be Gambit, and a role that has been attached for several years. Neither Ryan or Marvel Studios has responded to these rumors. So Ryan Reynolds did get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, so it could be a possibility that they might get Channing Tatum as Gambit. Like I said before in this report, we've been saying for years now that Channing Tatum should be Gambit. But well, let's see what happens. Bradley Cooper joins Steven Spielberg's Billet remake, and this is what Variety has to say. Bradley Cooper is set to star in Steven Spielberg's upcoming film, an original feature based on the character Frank Billet. a no nonsense San Francisco cop, played by Stephen McQueen in the 1968 action thriller Bill It. Josh Singer, the Post from the Post and Spotlight, is writing the screenplay for the film, which is currently in development at Warner Brothers. Through the plot details has not been revealed, the forthcoming production is expected to follow Bitless on the entirely different S plot rather than McQueen's originals. So this is going to be different from the original version, as you guys already know. Steven Spielberg is going to be putting his flavor into it, but it looks very interesting. But let's see. Hopefully, we get more details on that in the next coming year. And then, lastly, for today, with our mainstream news, is that Slink and other live-action Spider-Man spin-off shows is coming to Amazon. So, before I get into this news, I want you guys to know that this will be a part of the Sony Marvel universe, or if you want to call it the Spider-Man universe. And it will be not. Yeah, I repeat, it will be not be part of the MCU. That's just want to put that out there. But let's see what Comic Book Reader has to say. Sony has announced a partnership with Amazon Prime Video and MGM Plus to bring a slate of live-action series based around the Spider-Man comics from Marvel. The multiple series will center around the Sony Pictures universe of Spider-Man characters, which includes over 900 characters. Sony's new deal will begin with Slink, the Spider Society, revolving around the Korean American woman named Sydney Moon, who gets bitten by the same spider as Peter Parker. Her adventures follows her as she escapes imprisonment and searches for her family, all while learning how to handle her new abilities as she becomes the hero known as Slick. As part of a recent multi-series deal, Angela Kang, former Walking Dead showrunner, will serve as the showrunner. Kang developed Slink, the Spider Society, alongside Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller and Amy Pascal, which are executive producers on the new series. So I'm wondering what other characters are they going to put out there with as a show that gonna be coming to Prime Video. So we already know the details about Slick. So I'm definitely looking excited to it. So hopefully we get an idea of when production is going to start and when they're going to be going to be coming out as well. So I'm very excited for that. And that's all of our mainstream news for today. And lastly, this is something very new that I'm gonna do, and hopefully we can continue to do that for future episodes. But this is what I called what's streaming this week. This past week, as I would say, and let's get into to this list. So first up, we had the Elton John live farewell from Dagger Stadium. That was it had premiered on Disney Plus. Next up, we have the Welcome Checkerdens. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's on Hulu, and it's the origin story of Sam and Steve Burgen, Indian American entrepreneur who started as a stripper at Chaverdales. So yeah, but that's on Hulu. We got the sequel to the Christmas story called A Christmas Story Christmas. That's on HBO Max. And this follows the now adult Raphael as he returns home on Cleveland Street to give his kids a magical Christmas like the one he has as a child, reconnecting with his childhood friends and reconnecting with the passing of his old man. So yeah, that's on HBO Max. We got Pepsi, Where's My Jet? And it's a documentary series on Netflix, and it follows when a 22-year-old attempts to win a fighter jet in a Pepsi sweepstakes as he set the stage for David versus Goliath court battle for the history books. So that's on Netflix. We got Limitless with Chris Hemsworth on Disney Plus, and it follows a different way you would live your life better for the longest. Regenerate damage, maximum strain, building, residing, and shocking the body, supercharging memory, and converting mortality. As we follow Chris Hemsworth as he do some of the dangerous stunts. So yeah, that's on Disney Plus. We got the sequel to Enchanted called Disenchanted, and this follows 10 years after her happily after. Grizel questions her happiness and eventually turns the lives of those in real life and Amazon upside down in the process. So yeah, that's on Disney Plus. We got the Great British Baking Show Holidays. That's on Netflix. Deck the halls with sugar, butter, and chocolate as competitors from past seasons of the Great British Baking Show prepare sweet, yummy treats for the show's judges. Yeah, that's on Netflix. And then we got the Mickey, the story of the mouse. Mickey Mouse is one of the most enduring symbols of our history. Those three symbol circles take the meaning of virtual reality at everyone on the planet. So yeah, that's on Disney Plus. And we got the what I want to call a series from the original film franchise, and that's the Santa Claus, and that brings Tim Allen back as the Santa Claus. So this follows Scott Calvin, who's about to turn 65 and realizes he cannot be Santa forever. Sets out to find a suitable replacement Santa while he prepares his family for a new adventure in life in the south of the pole. So yeah, that's on Disney Plus. And we got The Wonder, a tale of two strangers who transform into each other's lives, a physical thriller, and a story of love pitted against evil, which of course stars for Florine Pugh, and that's on Netflix. And then lastly, we got Spirited with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, a musical version of Charlie Dickens' story of a mysterious philosopher who taken on a magical journey, and that's on Apple TV Plus. So yeah, that's all the news I have for you guys today. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes are uploaded, and share the video. And also, if you're listening to me on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast streaming platforms, don't forget to follow me there. And other than that, this is Trico, and I'm signing off. Peace.